Buenos dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it? You already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict. And this is my reaction in a nifty way. You know, I'm not trying to be a custer, but in a menudo style, in a direct fashion, man, we're going to talk about one Mr. C-Mac the Loke, man. Ultimate respect. I give this man my respect. He gained even more of my respect. Hey, but so scared, who gives a fuck about your respect? I do, and I'm sure he appreciates whatever respect he gets, and man, the man deserves it. So if you haven't noticed, I took a couple days back on what happened. I took a couple steps back because I was scared in a menudo style in a direct fashion. I didn't just want to get straight into it. I let everybody compile their reactions. I let everybody speak on it. I let everybody talk about it. And I'm going to give you my perspective on what I seen, how I feel about it, what I think went into it. So I was scared, a couple boots. You already know what it is in a nifty fashion. And that's what it was. But I give this man his ultimate respect. I've talked about this individual in another video, you know, and what I said there was he had the recipe. He had the recipe for this YouTube shit. See, not everybody could do it. You know, not everybody could do it. Not everybody wants to put their mascara out there. Not everyone wants to be in the mix. Not everybody knows the recipe to get it bubbling on Dublin. You know, not everybody knows this. But at the same time, this man just came out of nowhere. He was true to his beliefs, true to himself. And on 55th Street, he did what he had to do to make it happen. Okay, and he blew up. He blew up in the YouTube game, man. And nobody can deny the presence that he brings to the room when he comes in the room. You know, there's a lot of people that stereotype him and call him a J-Cat because of the way he acts. But this is truly this man's nature. This is truly what this man is about. This man is truly from LA. He is a real Crip. This is what he stands on. These are his beliefs. And he's going to rock with that. As you can see by what happened the other day, Sasuke, he caught that nifty DP on 55th Street, you know? But he pulled up. He pulled up, he showed up and showed out. And of course, his homeboys, his own camaradas, his own people gave him the business. Okay, was it righteously justified? In the gang world and that lifestyle that he leads, absolutely it was justified. He had made a couple comments back in the days about being from one hood and then going into another. And when you do that in the gang lifestyle, people feel some type of way. Of course, when you're in YouTube, all the past will come to light. The cream will rise to the top. You got to blow it off and sit. You know what I mean? But watch out because the shit is hot. But he did his thing. You know, he did his thing. He said what he said in the past, and the man owned up to his beliefs. You know, being a Crip in LA, there's a lot of history there. For those of you that don't know, there's a lot of history that goes into Crippin'. You know, the Crippin' and the Mackin' is real. And indubitably, this is the soil that this guy toils on. This is what he stands for. And when you're a true believer in a cause and you really righteously represent that, and this is your belief, you believe this, nothing or no one can take it from you, then you have to rock with that. Your flag is planted. So it says Crip, Crip, Crip. And this is how he rocks. Okay, but do you see someone like C-Mac, who a lot of people, you know, I've seen a lot of videos where people talk shit. A lot of people talk about him. Oh, he's just a J-Cat. Oh, he's doing it just for the money. Oh, man, he's not a real Crip. This and that and beep, beep, boop, 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 boop. Everyone always has something to say. More so negative than in the positive. Okay, now we all know, man, when you're gangbanging, you're out there in the streets, man, there's a lot of shit that comes with that. There's a lot of negative feelings and a lot of negative attributes that you have to put into it to make it happen, Captain Crunch. But at the end of the day, man, to each one their own, to each one their own belief system, to each one their fucking stilo. Okay, his style is Crip. He was born a Crip, homeboy. He's gonna rock as a Crip. And believe me, in a nifty fashion, he's doing that. Okay, so the other day he pulls up, his homeboys get at him. They're so scared. Hey, guess what, cuz? You know what I mean? Today we got time, cuz. You know what I mean? Hey, I go hard, cuz, right? So, of course, he went hard, cuz, and he pulled up. Okay, he pulled up. And whatever was said and whatever was agreed upon, of course, this man did that. Okay, he agreed upon it. It wasn't like he went to a place where they just jumped him and they took his chain. So, as you can see, he still has his chain. It wasn't like they were doing it because they had some type of animosity or they didn't like him. You know, when you're in the gang life and you're from a body or a hood, there's certain rules and regulations to this. Okay, there's certain things that you have to adhere to, certain things that, hey, even though it's not fun, because being in a gang is not fun all the time. You know, there's some repercussions for every action. And this man's repercussion for the action of basically hood hopping is what they said. He was from 60s and all of a sudden he's from 55th Street. You know, and in that fashion, he decided, and they decided that if for no other reason, he should get what is called a DP, a discipline, right? Now, this happens in a lot of different hoods, a lot of different barrios throughout America, throughout gang life. And it's something that's happened throughout the history, and it's not nothing that's going to ever change. Sometimes in certain hoods, there's reasonings behind it. Hey, you disrespected another man's hyena. You know, you were fucking another man's old lady while he was locked up. He's your homeboy. He's supposed to be your homeboy. You guys are from the same hood, even though you don't know him over a cold bowl of malto meal that didn't even taste too good, or a motherfucking crispy ass fucking bowl of Uncle Ben's rice. But at the same time, okay, you have to respect the rules and regulations, the reglas of what goes into your barrio or your hood. Now, the Crips, I can't sit here and tell you every little detail into what they got going on in their hood, because every hood is different. Every hood got different hood politics, and that's their business. That's their hood shit, right? And of course, myself, not ever being a Crip, I can't call it like an alcoholic, but what I can tell you is he took this discipline, he took this DP like a man. Now, they scraped him. On 55th, they scraped him. Right? They drug him like a custard, right? They drug him all, what's a custard? It's a buster with the C, I'm a crap, right? He went in that motherfucker on some real shit and he took it like a man. Okay? Now, a lot of people had reactions to it and they said, man, I would have never pulled up on some shit like that if I knew that was coming. Yeah, but when you're living that lifestyle and you're involved to the degree that he's involved in it, those are things that you have to do. Those are the measure of a man. That proves that he's really about that career, right? He's really about that life. Okay, there's a lot of people that get on here and they say, I'm about that life. I'll do this and I'll do that and boopity boop, 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 busting, right? But at the end of the day, the only thing getting busted is their nose, that's good, their lip, and they ain't in it no more. My name's Bennett and fuck that, I ain't in it, right? But this guy pulled up. This guy pulled up because he felt that if for no other reason, his love for the Crippin' and his love for the cause was that much more than his own life. He was willing to put his life on the line for that. Now you ask, why do I got that puto Wack 100 on the thumbnail? Indubitably. And I'm going to tell you right now why I got him on the thumbnail. Where was your antennas, Wack 100, when people were telling you to pull up for a DP? See, his hood, and quietly as it's kept, a lot of people don't know this. The gun does, because I'm privileged to know a few people from a few places, from a few eras, from a few different barrios, right, and hoods. And he was also told to pull up, so show up and to show out for a little bit of a DP. For that, he said, y'all hold. Charlie, right? The word of the day for him was Charlie. He wasn't trying to pull up, okay? But this is the same individual that went in on C-Mac. This is the same individual that had a lot to say about C-Mac being a J-Cat and not a real Crip and not really with the business and not really about that life and having no hands and getting his toofuses knocked out in county jail. These are the things that this man was saying. But when it was said, when it was all said and done, and he was in his own homeboys from his neighborhood, you know, from that motherfucking 2-piece, right? When they told him, pull up, he pulled back. Okay, that's what that was. And that is why I got that one, we represent the lollipop kids, pita face. That's why I got Wack 100. As you can tell, I ain't got no love for him. I don't give a shit if he made condolences for what he said about the raza. At the end of the day, what's said is said. He said it, and he has to fill it up like unleaded. You know, give me a 20 in that fashion. So that is that. But do you see the measure of a man? Do you see the differences? You know, a true believer in his cause, a true career, you know what I mean? And I've done a lot of time with a lot of Cripas, a lot of Crips, real ones, you know? And I know a little bit about their history, man. Shout out to Tookie, rest in peace. You know, shout out to Lil Tooks. I know the history of what went into all the different sacrifices they had to make to get where they are at today. Okay, and I know a lot of people say, well, those aren't sacrifices, Holmes, that's gangbanging. You know what I mean? But at the same time, and at the end of the day, gangbanging, there are a lot of sacrifices that are made to it. And not all gangbangers are bad. I think you got your fools mixed up. Hey, we'll catch you on the rebound. I think you got the game messed up, you know? With that comes a certain belief system. And there's a lot of true dedicated soldados and true believers to what they believe in. And you can't say a man's wrong if you don't know his mix. You can't say a man's wrong because he goes left instead of going right. So skip it. Hey, over here's where all the hyenas are at. Well, over there is where all the paños are at. Bang, bang. And that vato is indubitably and definitely involved, and a real one from where he's from. Okay, now a lot of people say, hey man, this guy's crazy, he got 55 on his head, that's because he eating Popeye's chicken, drinking 40s. Oh my, you know what I mean? This is all a gimmick, this is all game for YouTube. This is what they believe. But I honestly believe that this man is truly dedicated. I mean, he pulled up. So that's because he was leaking. And it was a bad situation. He had sangre all over his shirt, and he called his mom. And right then and there, when he called his jefita, and the way she acted and the way she sounded and the way he talked on that phone, I almost had a tear in my eyes. I thought I was watching the Titanic, right? It was bad. I was like, hey, it was at that point in my life, I've only had tears almost twice in my life. Now, I've cried a little bit, I ain't gonna lie, right? But on some gangster shit, man, and the one and the number one will always bring me to tears. Richie! Orderly Bob, right? I want to cry right now. It brings me to my tears. But, and when he told his mom, hey, mother, everything's going to see all right, right? Everything's going to see all right. It was at that point in time, I felt a faucet turn on right here. You know what I mean? And I wasn't ready to hold. Because that was real. I felt it in his heart. I felt it in his mother's heart. I felt it through the, kiss me through the phone. I felt it through the phone. Orderly Soldier Boy. I felt it through the phone. She was truly nervous, and she was truly, she cared about him. She expressed her feelings about her son. This is a mother's son. Okay, everybody has a mother, a father, familia that care about you. And of course, they don't want you in the gang mix. They don't want you out there getting caught up. They don't want you to go that route because they know how that ends up. Okay, and not all the time, but for the majority and for the most part, they know how it ends up. You know, everybody knows that same old love song, you know, and don't nobody want to bump it no more. But at the same time, man, when you're living that life and you're really about that and you're really truly dedicating, you're going to believe what you got to believe. Your belief system is there. So it can't go nowhere. It's right there. It's all said and done. On 55th is where it's at, right? His mother knew. Okay, when he told her everything's going to see all right. You know, that let her know and comforted her. Is that her way? Is that how you say it? Comforted her? He comforted her, right? Into believing, into knowing that he was going to be all right. You know, this is what goes with that gang lifestyle. These are the repercussions, the actions into going into that. You know, and he pulled up and he did his thing. Now, what was said and what was done, we absolutely will never know because it's none of our business. Okay, so I'm just a YouTuber. I'm right here. First and foremost, chilling like a villain while I'm dripping to the toilet. I need a 7-Up. Orderly DJ quick. I'm just doing my thing. But at the same time, I'm going to react to shit just like everyone else in the world reacts to it. And that is why I'm reacting to it. I'm saying my reactions are respect, C-Mac. I got to respect that guy. That guy's gangster is truly phenomenal. You know, and there's a lot of people that talk all that high power shit. They ain't pulling up to nada. Sabes que 10 to 15 Africanos on yoke status, straight up out the pinta from the hood, like, correct. You ain't doing that, man. The average man is not doing that. Let's take a trip to the other side of the land where things ain't made for the average man. You know, the average man won't do that. And then I heard people say, well, he's just a J-Cat. That's why he pulled up. He thought they were going to show him some remorse or love. Charlie, in the gang life, there is no remorse. There is no love. There is no none of that. You're either in it and with it or you're without it. Period, plain and simple. It doesn't matter what gang you come from. You could be a Sangha Subu, you could be Korea, you could be on some North shit or the Sur. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, everybody has rules and regulations, and if you violate those, you will be DP'd, you will be disciplined. Now, of course, everybody disciplines everybody differently. You know, I remember writing essays and shit, having to write essays, doing burpees. Oh my, till my motherfucking back was breaking, you know, till my chest was on explode status. Yes, I did get that chest on. Impressed on. You know, I had to do what I had to do. These were certain things. Now, of course, with Norteños, it's different. If you do a rule violation to a certain degree, so there is no get backs, there is no coming back. So plain and simple, period. You're done. That's it. You know, there is no second chances in life. Now, of course, there's buybacks and things of that nature, man, and that is nothing for me to speak on because I don't know about it, and I've never done that, and I've never been offered to do that. So I won't do it because I ain't got it like that. I'm a poor, soy pobre. You know what I mean? I'm poor as fuck. But anyways, at the end of the day, everyone does different things, man. I've seen where the sureños will regulate someone. They'll give him a little chequeada, a little checking. He'll get a little chin check, maybe get scraped a little bit, maybe get scratched a little bit with a little something, something. And at the end of the day, he's able to come back and rock that yarda proud because he did his thing. Of course, everybody in life makes mistakes. Ooh, baby, baby, I did you. You know what I mean? Even Smokey Robinson made a mistake. ¿Sabes qué? And Smokey's a smooth motherfucker. But at the end of the day, man, C-Mac made a mistake by being from another hood and then claiming another hood and not basically putting it out there when he should have. Okay? That was the rule and regulation that he violated, or so I'm hearing. Okay? It could have been other things. You know, it could have been he wasn't kicking in. It could have been the motherfuckers was just mad at him. It could have been the air was blowing that way and it was cold that night, you know what I mean? Or it could have been their antennas were right there on the spot when they heard him say something he shouldn't have said and they felt disrespected, so they felt if for no other reason they should give him a phone call. And no, he couldn't hold, and so he needed to press fast forward and forward his ass over there to 55th Street, and they did what they did. Okay, now let's get back to Wack 100, right? Someone who obviously has made a lot of mistakes in his life. Hey, but he got a lot of money, so obviously he's made some good choices as well. But this man was also told to show up because Sasuke, we got a little discipline for you. And of course, that never happened. You know, he talked his way out of certain situations. He talked his way in and then talked his way out. The motherfucker got good woka. He's got good mouthpiece, right? I should do a thing called Mouthpiece about him like I did for Wes Watson, right? But at the end of the day, man, it's different. Every hood is different. Everybody is different. They're going to feel some type of way. You know what I mean? So he got paper to pay people off, so people already know what time it is. But when you do certain things, you say certain things, man, there's going to be repercussions for fucking words. Because sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me is a lie. Words hurt. You know what I mean? Believe me, everybody feels that. Everyone feels the reverberation of words. And C-Mac went and pulled up and showed up and showed out and took the DP like a man. Okay, now I know there's a lot of people wondering and thinking, wow, does that make him a man gun because he got beat up? Who said he got beat up? You know, I don't think that man got beat up. You know what I think that man did? I think that man held his fucking chin up high, chest poked out like that, and took it. He took it because he's a true believer in the correct lifestyle. See, he's a real one. And there's a lot of people that didn't believe that, but they believe that now. Oh, yes. Oh, indubitably. They believe that now. You know? And he doesn't have to prove anything to me. Definitely doesn't have to prove nothing to you. Doesn't have to prove nothing to anyone. But he proved it to himself. And of course, in the meantime, in between time, on the background, on the outside looking in, we see it. And we got to call it like an alcoholic. We got to call it for what it really was. And the man did some real gangster shit. Now, I've never seen nothing bad on this individual, C-Mac. You know, of course, I did a video about him because I like him. I like the way he rocks. I like his stilo. I like the comedy that he brings to YouTube. I like how he's out there giving 5 to the community. I also give to the community when I can. You know, I'm a broke as a joke ass motherfucker. I ain't got money like you think I got. So I was scared, but at the end of the day, man, I'm going to do the best I can for whoever I can do it for. That's just life. We can't do it all the time, but we do it when we can. Bust that good rhyme. Rock it. You know what I mean? Don't stop it. Gotta rock it. Don't stop. You feel me? And that's just how it is. So I've always given that man my respect, but my respect level for him has grown because he's done things that a lot of individuals wouldn't do. I myself, I'm going to keep it real. Motherfuckers is like, come on, come to the hood. You got to get a DP. So I'm scared. Hey, well, check it out. Tuesday, I got a doctor's appointment, right? And Wednesday, so I'm trying to, go hook up my old lady. Thursday, so we can maybe squeeze it in from 1 to 1:15, but I don't know. At that time, I'm waiting on a dentist, right? And there's just different things. But at the end of the day, if you're a true believer in that cause and you're a true believer and you're still active and you're still gangbanging, then you got to pull up. Such is life, I remember times that I would got disciplined in the county jail. I had to do a whole bunch of burpees. Of course, it was no hands-on. It was no physical. Nobody was doing nothing physically to me. But even then, I felt ashamed. I felt ashamed because I made a mistake. Mistake being that I was self-security at that time, meaning I was in charge of that cell, that 8-man cell in the old Merced County Jail. And I was letting homeboys horseplay just a little bit too much. And Sasuke came back on me. Oh yeah, we all got DP, but it came back on me even harsher because it was up to me to guide the young homies. But of course, I was involved too. That game was all fun. It ain't no fun if the homies can have none, right? We were all out there horseplaying. And of course, we got disciplined for it. Righteously so. We were living that life. We were involved in that. We knew the rules and regulations when we started that shit. And we made a mistake, and we suffered for it, you know. But even then, I felt ashamed, you know. But this man held his head up high, walked away from it, was able to cruise away from it. And his mother, man, that conversation right there was as real as it gets. You know, for those that are sleeping, that of you that are sleeping on C-Mac, don't do it no more. The man's real. I'm subscribed. You know what I mean? It was at that exact moment I subscribed because I felt his pain and I felt his realness. Now, people like Wack 100, I will never subscribe. I'm not subscribed, though. And the reason I'm not subscribed is because I don't forget, even if the young homies and vatos are forgiving, you know, and that's righteous. You're supposed to be forgiving, man. Words are just words, and you're supposed to forgive and move on. And I'm not trying to rehash anything that he said or anything that he did, because I know all parties involved are on a good note and it's all good in the hood. But I'm saying, for me personally, how I feel, man, when you disrespect the raza, fuck you, and in that fashion. Okay? Because it's not about the way he said it, or it's not about who he said it to. It's about saying it, period. And I don't get down like that. See, I don't disrespect my Africano brothers, man. I got black and brown love, man. I'm always going to have love for my brothers. And at the same time, man, I would never say anything out of tone or anything to disrespect them, because that's just not my get down. You know, I don't even say the N-word. It's not in my vocabulary, you know. And I'm not knocking the people that do say it. Everyone grew up different, and everyone grew up in different environments, and it's all good in the hood, man. If that's what you say, that's what you say. I don't, because I didn't grow up in that environment to say that. Bang, bang. It's just what it is. Anyways, man, the ultimate respects. This is my reaction to C-Mac. Good Lord, they gave you the business. But at the end of the day, man, you took it like a man, and on career, you had time, cuz. So keep it 55th Street. Wack 100, fuck you. Keep it fucking blah, 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 blah. Bang, bang. With that being said, I hope that you move fast with a purpose. I hope that you get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, man, it's all about hustling, struggling, and striving for your people, your gente, and everyone around you, man. For your familia, get up, lace those boots up, and go pick a tomate, if that's what you do. Anyways, at the end of the day, man, they're going to appreciate it more than you would ever know, and I'm sure you're going to appreciate yourself when you look in the mirror. And C-Mac, respects, man. I got to give it to you. And Wack 100, you gets nada. The gun. Like and subscribe. If you don't like this, you can hit the thumbs down. That's cool, too. Bang, bang.